the negotiation table, it was a red line. It was a red line that Iran would not drop its support for Palestine. So what do they say to that, those people? They're just spreading ignorance. So ignorance is, I assume people here, they're not fooled by the Western media. And I hope they're not fooled by all the stuff being spread within the opposition as well. But this is the Greater Israel Project, right? And it's not going to stop at Iran unless Iran hopefully kicks it back into place. And there is, Iran is incredibly powerful. Its whole identity is built. Sorry, I'm shaking my laptop. It's on my lap. Its whole identity for 50 years has been built on this. It was built on resisting imperialism and using its own cultural heritage, its own identity that is based on justice. The Sharia, the Shia faith, right? I mean, I'm not Shia myself. I'm Sufism's more my thing, but like that faith is about fighting justice, yeah. And it's about sacrifice and the level of commitment there. We're going to see how that comes through, right? But they've just been judged and prodded for nearly 5 decades for basically not capitulating to imperialism and not falling within that economic system. But when you can see World War III being ramped up to, why is Iran not being talked about? Because they're scared. So should we let scared voices speak at this time, or should other voices start coming through? Yeah. There were a lot of people who, I understand people were intimidated because it became this very uncomfortable discussion, right? But, if you're a decent activist, if you're a decent journalist, if you're a decent human being and you've been watching Israel and you know anything about Israel, you should see red flags when stuff like that happens, right? And we could see that the original protests were manufactured by the US, that the US treasurer came out and admitted how they tried to destroy the Iranian currency and alongside the decades of sanctions, which are absolutely crippling. That, they're not meant to help the people. The bombs don't help the people. None of this is about human rights. It's complete lies. In fact, the human rights argument is just something for us to hide behind. It's just got to be kicked to the side, quite frankly. Also, this is a massively illegal war. Britain is going to be backing this completely. I know people saw that Starmer was umming and ahhing about Diego Garcia, but that's just because of the legal implications of that particular base are complicated. But believe me, the Western powers are backing this. So, I mean, I don't know what the off ramp is. I think at this point we should just be looking as clearly as possible at everything and speaking truth constantly. That if that's your only power, you have to use it to its maximum capacity. And you can't look at Palestine in isolation from Iran at all.